Good morning everyone, and welcome back to Craft Eccentricity, and it's Monday and I hope you all had a fabulous weekend. Right, I am up today with a design team haul from Eiffel store, and Eiffel has gone back to the basics. Yes, he has. What he's done is a load of frames. And these frames can be used with lots of different things, obviously stamps and stuff like that. But because they're frames, all I'm going to be showing are the frames, and I'm going to be measuring them. As we kind of approach midweek, end of the week, I'm going to use a few using some of my own stash. But we are going to have another haul tomorrow. So anyway, Eiffel store. First up. Now, most of these frames are stitched or jagged edge. Isn't that great? If you've got a wood stamp or something like that, then that to me just looks like a cross section, a slice of wood. But of course you can use it in any way you want to. So if I get the full outer measurement on that, and I'm doing the cut line, it's 6 and... no, it's not. It's 5 1/8. So it is a very large circle. And because you've got the jagged edge, if you want to, you can fold these in half and they won't rock. They'll just stand up straight. And also, of course, you can do your, what are they called? My brain, honestly, I shouldn't do videos without drinking coffee. Easel card, yeah, you can use these for easel cards. Goodness gracious me. And the smallest one is 2 and I'm gonna say 1/8. So that is the circle set, and I'll move them out of the way so that they don't block the view of the others. And then this one is kind of triangular, but not, because you've got this lovely torn section here. If I put it down, you can see it better. I really like that. I think that can be used for mountains, cut in white, glittered up, you know, for your Christmas cards, or just a mountain in the background and cut another jagged piece out to fit onto there. So this to me is just a really nice die, but it's also going to make a great set of mountain ranges, and it's also going to make a really lovely vintage style tattered pennant banner where you can add maybe a little bit of lace or something around the edges. So I really do like this. And that one is 5 3/8 on its widest portion. Next up, and we've got sort of like squishy squidgy rectangles, because they kind of like come in just slightly in the center. And I'm trying to count now. 1 2 3 4 5. There's 6 in this set. I'm making sure I'm doing this right. 6 in that set and 5 in that set. Right, let's do a measurement on the biggest bit. These are great for when you're doing like pirate cards and stuff and you want an old scroll. 6 1/4 inches. And then at its widest point, I'm going to say 4 1/2. So yeah, if you like to do like vintage scripts and you've got that lovely burnt edge, just go in with a really dark distress ink. And you can stamp your musical stamps, and you can make it all Christmas. You can curl the edges, make it look like a vintage scroll. So, you know, background dies are really useful. You can't really make a card, I don't think, without having a good background die. And then we've got stars. Well, that's the 4th of July, isn't it? And it's birthdays, and it's shakers. You've got a nice distance between for cutting frames. So that would make lovely shakers too. Yeah, really like that one. You can just cut these in red, white and blue. Grab your ribbon and just string along a little banner and put it on your porch or in your window. That's 5 1/4 inches. Now, ouch, I just bashed my toe. I don't know what that is on there. It's actually wider on that section, 5 3/8. But isn't that great? I'll just rest it down for a second so that you can see it. And we've got more tattered edges, and this one is squares. And once again, these are just great, you know, vintage florals and Christmas again, and just making them look like little scrolls and curling the edges up. But once again, lovely spacing that's, you know, you can handle with foam for making shakers. So these are great. You could also use them for folding to make a little envelope. Let's have a look. We are at 4 7/8 of an inch. And I'm trying to find, and we're at 5 inches here. So because you've got them, you know, sort of wavy and slightly cropped, it's not a perfect square, even though it looks square. Right, next up we've got some stitched ones. And as soon as I saw these, I just thought Indian summer and elephants and Moroccan arches and stuff like that. But you could certainly use these as flower petals. If you would like to make jumbo flowers out of crepe paper or foamy ran, then you can totally cut the big ones out and just stretch them out, and you're going to have a huge petal. So the width at the base is 3 1/4 inches, and they are slightly wider here. And then the height is 6 1/4 inches. So that's a really great set. Really like that. Really nice for cutting windows and having little elements behind, like birds on branches and stuff. Really sweet. Next up we have another one. This, I suppose, because it's got that little notch there, you can make all kinds of different sizes of ribbon holders, you know, like bobbins, the paper bobbins. You could certainly do that, and also utilise that for wrapping your ribbon so that it doesn't slide down. But once again, this has got that very sort of shabby and very slightly vintage feel about it. 6 1/4 inches high, and of course there can be absolutely jumbo tags, 4 1/8. And then next up we have kind of a cinched label shape. I really like that. You could just fold that in half, make little mini books. And at the cut line to the cut line we are 6 1/4, and I've got to do the widest point, I guess. That is 5 inches. And then we've got some more that kind of just remind me of, you know, Indian summers and stuff. Just a really great shape. I could just see that cut out as an aperture and a lady or something behind it, or just a nice bit of scenery. But really love that. They look like turrets. Really pretty. And the length of the biggest, 6 1/4, and at its widest, 3 1/4. But you know, once again, you could use it as a bobbin to wrap your ribbons. Another set of label shapes. That's a really pretty one. You have to excuse me if I start to lose my voice. That's 6 1/4 inches, and just a fraction. Oh no, it's 3 inches. So that's 3 inches. And then we've got maple leaf. So, you know, autumn. Great for stamping other leaves and stuff on there. This would make a great easel card as well. And having the other shapes. And that section there would make a great little shaker. Now this one is quite large as well. So we are at 5 1/4 inches. And then I think these waves are the widest point. And that is 4 3/4 inches. And then next up, for those who like their doggies, this is a little bit doggy bonyish and also bowish. Yeah. I'll be quiet when I say that, otherwise Bo will come running in. But you could cut one of these in tissue paper. If you scored it there and then just pinched it together, you'd have a lovely little bow. Or using this one, you'd have a very large bow. And that is 6 1/4 again on the cut line, and 3 inches across. And then this one kind of reminds me of a fire doodah. What do they call them? Fire doodahs, you know, where you plug your hose in. Yeah, That's what this shape reminds me of. But of course you could have great fun with it again, because it could be a Halloween gravestone, couldn't it? You know, you could have all your little gooses and all kinds of things running around all over it. But just another great vintage shape once again. And that is 6 1/4 and ooh, a fraction over 4 inches. Now this one may be of interest to all you people who like mixed media, because that's like a dressmaker's dummy. In fact, it is a dressmaker's dummy. I really like that actually. It's a great tag. If you know somebody who loves sewing, what a fabulous card and tag. Do you know what I mean? Really do like that. And the size of that, 6 1/4, and then the width, the widest point is the shoulders, and that is, let me get that correct, 3 1/8 of an inch. So that's the dressmaker dummy. And then this one is a really pretty and traditional looking label. So you've got stitching and you've also got plain ovals to lay on top. Great for doing your book plates, and of course also on cards. So we are at 6 1/4 and we are at 3 1/4, and then we've got some lovely hearts. So we've got stitched hearts, and I do love them when they're kind of like quirky like that. Once again, you can position these and you can make chunky shakers, or you can cut apertures. Just a really nice size. Now this is going to be awkward to measure, but I'm going to go from this point here to this point there. I'm going to call it 5 inches, and then on the width 5 1/4, and then a lovely set of fishtail banners that have got that lovely oriental top to them. Those are really pretty, I really like those. And I'm going to say 6 1/4 inches high and 3 inches wide. And then next up, another set of labels. Those are great. So there's 4 in that set, and the highest point is those peaks. So a fraction over 6 1/4, and then I'm doing the cinched in waist there, which is 2 1/2, and then the flared bit is 3 1/8. So that's a really pretty set of labels. You could actually make your own label, couldn't you, and wrap a bottle with that, and that would look really nice. And then this one is a set of tags, which comes with the circles to cut your tag holes. But for me, that is a perfect shape for a Halloween gravestone too. I just love that. And they're beautifully positioned apart once again, so that you can create shakers and cut your foam in a size that you can handle. So 6 1/4 and 4 1/8, and you get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in there, and then you get all those circles that you can cut out. And then last but not least, we have another one, and this is kind of an odd perspective shape, which is quite unique. So you could have it either way. You could have a quirky tag, or you could make like a little pocket. I think as a pocket it would look really sweet, but once again spread out to make great shakers. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've got 7 in here. 6 1/4 and 4 5/8. That's how big that one is. And if I go to the bottom, I think that's probably the widest point, and it turns out to be 4 7/8, so slightly larger at the bottom. But that is what I got for you today. So Eiffel Store there has gone back to the basics. Right, I thank you so much for joining me. There'll be an attempt at using these with other stuff that I've got during the week and next week. But have an absolutely awesome day, and as usual, all links below. Bye.